Imagine a small farming town where the local producers grow corn and soybeans. These farmers, like all producers, are in it for one thing: profit. They aren't farming for fun or charity, they're there to earn money. The amount of corn or soybeans they grow depends on how much it costs them to produce these crops and the price they can sell them for. If growing corn is more profitable than growing soybeans, they'll naturally grow more corn and less soybeans. But that doesn't just depend on the market price, it also hinges on the cost of production. Let's take a closer look at the costs. To grow crops, farmers need inputs, things like seeds, labor, machinery, and fuel. The prices of these inputs directly impact how much it costs to produce a crop. For example, in 2007, oil prices skyrocketed. Since farmers rely on fuel for tractors, irrigation systems, and transport, the increased cost of oil meant higher production costs for everything they grew. As a result, some farmers might decide that the price they're getting for their crops isn't worth the cost to produce them, and they cut back on planting. In this case, the higher costs led to less supply of the crops, and prices for those crops could rise as a result of that decreased supply. But there's another factor in play: technology. Imagine if one day, a breakthrough in farming technology allowed farmers to grow more corn using fewer resources. This innovation would lower production costs and make it more profitable to grow corn. As a result, farmers would be more willing to plant more corn, increasing the supply of corn to the market, even if prices remained steady. Now let's add a twist to the story: the role of related goods. Sometimes the production of one good affects the supply of another. This happened when the US government began subsidizing ethanol production to reduce its dependence on foreign oil. Ethanol is primarily made from corn, so the subsidy increased the demand for corn. Farmers, seeing an opportunity to earn more by growing corn, started planting more corn and less soybeans. This caused the supply of soybeans to shrink, and as a result, the price of soybeans went up. This chain of events shows how changes in one part of the market can ripple through and influence the supply of other goods. Government policies have a huge influence on the supply curve too. Think about environmental regulations, taxes, and trade policies. These policies can either encourage or discourage production. For example, a government might offer tax breaks to manufacturers who adopt environmentally friendly technologies, which lowers their costs and increases the supply of certain goods. Similarly, if a government opens up its market to international trade, like the US did with a free trade agreement allowing more Mexican footwear into the country, the total supply of footwear in the US increases because more shoes are available from foreign producers. But there's one more key element to consider: special circumstances. The weather, for example, can play a huge role in determining supply, especially in industries like farming or tourism. A drought might devastate the corn crop, while an unusually warm winter might bring more tourists to ski resorts, increasing the supply of services there. Innovations in other industries like the tech sector can also increase supply when new products hit the market. And of course, expectations about future prices are crucial. If producers think the price of their goods will rise in the near future, they might hold off on selling right away, which affects the current supply in the market. So, let's step back and consider the big picture. The supply curve in any market isn't just shaped by how much it costs to produce something. It's also influenced by government policies, technological advancements, the prices of related goods, and sometimes even things like weather and future expectations. When you put all these forces together, you get a comprehensive view of why the supply curve slopes upwards. As the price of a good rises, producers have more incentive to supply more, and this is the fundamental principle that drives the supply side of the market. The supply curve, in the end, is the result of a complex mix of factors: costs, technology, policies, and even the unexpected. And understanding these forces helps explain how producers decide how much to make and at what price.